Hey everyone, welcome back to EnglishZeal.com. So this is story number 10 and we're going to go over the words and the culture for this story. It didn't have a lot of words in it, so there's only 8 ones that I'm going to cover and then we'll talk about the story for a little bit. So here we go. Number 1, we say, so we decided we would give it a shot. So we decided we would give it a shot. When you say give something a shot, or I'm going to give this a shot, or I'm going to give anything a shot, it's saying you're going to try it. It's something unknown, and you're going to give it a shot, or you're going to try it for the first time. I'm going to give it a shot. You know, we had never done this before. I had never stayed at Couchsurfing, so we decided we'd give it a shot. All right, number 2. When I say that she was just sewing away on something. She was just sewing away on something. Now, the word away here, I think, might be a little confusing. Because it makes sense if you just say, she was just sewing on something. You know, she was just sewing on something, or she was just sewing away on something. When we add away to it, and we say she was just sewing away on something, it makes it sound like she was really working or she was really busy. You know, if someone's at work and you come up and you want to talk to them and they're really doing something, you say, he was just typing away. That means he's really into what he's doing or really focused on what he was doing. He was typing away on something. Or he was just sitting there typing away. And, you know, we use it with, we mainly use it with verbs when we're talking about someone doing work. Anytime we have a verb that's talking about someone doing work, like sewing or typing or writing, anything like that, if we add away to it, it means they were really focused. You know, if I say, I was, you know, writing away on something, it just means I was really concentrated on the writing. I was really into it or really interested and focused on the writing I was doing. So she was just sewing away on something. All right, number 3. I just want to explain the word fanny packs. You might not have heard of them before. I'm not sure where they come from, but we kind of have them in the US. It's a something you wear like a belt around your waist on the top of your pants. You wear it around your waist, and it's just a bag that you wear around your waist. Sometimes it attaches to your belt. Sometimes it has its own belt, but it's just a little bag. You know, some people have purses, which is a bag that you have on your arm. A fanny pack is a bag that you have on your belt. We say fanny pack. Pack just means bag, and fanny means butt, like your backside, your butt. That fanny means butt. And so when we say fanny pack, that means a pack or a bag that you wear around your butt. So, fanny pack. All right, number 4. Say, she had been on the road for like 3 months. She had been on the road. Now, when we say someone has been on the road or someone is on the road, you know, I mean, it may be easy for you, it may not be, but we use it a lot. We say it like this, you know, it means that you're driving. When you say, she had been on the road, it's driving or traveling. It kind of can mean either one. You know, if someone calls you on the phone and say, you pick up the phone, you say, hey, I'm on the road. Can I call you later? or I'm on the road right now. Can I call you later? Just means I'm driving. And, I use on the road more often than I use driving. If I pick up the phone and I'm driving, it's correct to say it both ways. I'm driving, can I call you back? Or I'm on the road, can I call you back? I always use on the road. I always say that I'm on the road. And so on the road it can mean just that I'm actually on the road right now. I'm driving. But it can also mean that I'm traveling. So when you say, she's been on the road for 3 months now, it means she hasn't been home for 3 months. She's been on the road. She's been traveling to different places for 3 months. So we use on the road for that, and we use it both ways. All right. Number 5. I say she's just been bouncing around from couch to couch all across the country. Now we say someone's been bouncing around. It just means they haven't stayed still. You say bouncing around. To bounce is just jump. We say jump or bounce. It's the same thing. Bounce is kind of a funny word. It's like kids a lot of times will say bounce. Or like when you're talking about animals, you kind of say they bounce. It's kind of a funnier way of saying jump. And so we say bouncing around. Bouncing around just means I keep jumping. If you're talking literally, it means I keep jumping and I'm not stopping. Just I keep bouncing around. But when we use it metaphorically, we use bouncing around to just mean they don't stay still. They don't settle down. They don't find one place and stay there. They're bouncing around. They keep going to different places. And so here we say, she's just been bouncing around from couch to couch all over the country. That just means, she's never in the same place for more than a couple days. She's bouncing around from couch to couch all over the country. She's not staying still. She's bouncing around. We use it. The context is important, but we do use bouncing around a lot to talk about something that just keeps changing or won't stay in one place. You'd say, my friend keeps bouncing around from job to job. He can't keep one job for very long. He keeps bouncing around from job to job. Or, you could even say, the weather's really been bouncing around lately. We typically don't say it like that, but it makes sense. Just it hasn't been the same. It keeps bouncing around. Hot, cold, rain, no rain, rain, no rain. It just means it keeps changing. It doesn't stay still. And we also use it with we use it literally as well. If you're talking about children, you'd say, my kid won't stop bouncing around. It means he won't stay still. He's running in circles from place to place. So, bouncing around. Number 6. Say, one girl who was there, she was just completely hammered. One girl who was there, she was just completely hammered. Now, hammered just means drunk. When I say he is hammered or he was hammered, it means very, very drunk. And one thing you may notice when you're listening to English, really familiar English conversations, people don't use the word drunk very often when they're talking about someone drinking alcohol. We have a lot of words that we use that are more fun and interesting when we're talking about someone being drunk or being, under the influence of alcohol. We typically don't say drunk. Here I say, she was just completely hammered. We can also say, she was just completely wasted. Or she was just completely smashed. Or, there's a bunch of different words that you hear to refer to someone being really drunk. And one thing you notice about all of them, they're all violent words. Or they're either violent or they're, what's the other one? Kind of insulting. It's kind of hard to put the other ones into a category. We say, she's hammered. That means, you think of, you're really drunk. Think of you take a hammer, a tool, and hit yourself in the head. You wouldn't be okay. So we say someone's hammered, that means they're not okay. They're hammered. It's like they just got hit with a tool. Or, we say someone's smashed. You think of smash, you take something and you smash it. They're not okay. They're really drunk. They're smashed. Or we also say they're trashed, And trashed isn't really a violent word, but you think, just someone in the trash, you throw them away. They're trashed, they're smashed, they're hammered, they're wasted. See, you hear that a lot. Man, he was just completely wasted. And so they're all very strong negative words that we often use to talk when someone's drunk. And here we say she was just completely hammered. And a lot of times you can really get it from the tone. When I say, she was, if I kind of say any bad word at the end of that, that's ambiguous, that you can't quite get what I'm talking about, I'm probably talking about her being drunk. I don't know, I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there are probably some more that I'm forgetting, and you can kind of get it from the tone when I say it like that, if you pay attention, she was just completely hammered. You can kind of feel that that's what I'm talking, because it doesn't make sense when you think of it literally, and usually that means, talking about someone being drunk. And with the next sentence, you can kind of get it too. So we'll go on to that. Number 7. Just talking to her, you could tell that she was kind of out of it. Just talking to her, you could tell that she was kind of out of it. When you say somebody is out of it, he's kind of out of it, or she's kind of out of it. That means they're not normal. Something's wrong with them. And more specifically, something's wrong with their head or their brain. We say, she's really out of it right now. That means, it can mean a couple things. One, they've done a lot of drugs. We use out of it to talk about people who do a lot of drugs. But it can also mean they have a disease that affects their brain. And we say, one of the big diseases is called Alzheimer's. Old people will develop this disease called Alzheimer's, and their brain doesn't work right anymore. And so we say, she's kind of out of it, just to say that her brain doesn't work right or correct anymore. There's something wrong with her. But we also use it to just mean someone's not right now, or their brain isn't correct right now. There's something wrong with them right now. And by that we usually mean they're doing drugs. So we say, the one girl there, she was just completely hammered. Just talking to her, you could tell that she was kind of out of it. And so out of it in this case is saying out of her mind. she was out of it. She was out of her mind, or she was weird. There's something wrong with her. All right, last one, number 8. Say, I think maybe he does ride shares or something like that. And for those who are unfamiliar, I'm not sure how popular of a concept it is in other parts of the world, but ride shares is kind of a common thing some places in the US, not where I'm from, but bigger cities, I think people do it a little bit more often. But what a ride share is where people post, usually online, I'm going from this city to this city, and I'm looking for someone to help me drive and to help me pay for gas. And so, because maybe you're going a long distance, maybe it's a 20-hour trip, and you don't want to drive all of it. Or maybe you do want to drive all of it, but you just want a friend to come with you, someone to talk to while you're driving. So people do ride shares, which is just where you have another person come with your car, usually help you pay for gas, and just keep you company while you're driving long distances across the country, or even short distances. I've never done it before, but I've heard of some people that do. So now about the story. This was actually a real story that happened to me, and I just thought it was I thought it was interesting, and I thought I'd try and talk about it. But we drove down to Houston this last weekend, and met these random people from this site called Couchsurfing, and actually they're open in a lot of different countries. I'm not sure how many, but it was really easy. We just went online and we picked the city, and within 2 days we found someone who offered to host us in that city. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting experience. I would definitely recommend trying it if you're not afraid. We were kind of afraid, but we had 2 people, so felt a little bit better about it. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing the couch surfing thing. So, and that's it for this story. Pronunciation coming tomorrow. So, thank you. Thanks again for joining us here at EnglishZeal.com. If you want more information, you can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/EnglishZeal, or you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/EnglishZeal. Or if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, or requests, you can send us an email at info@EnglishZeal.com. Thank you, guys.